two different models here. This one's probably a little better, at least for some of these. So in this model here, you're looking at the ovaries, and they've cut through that cross section. You can see like individual follicles inside there, which basically release the eggs. The ovaries are connected directly to the uterus by this structures here. This is the ovarian ligament. So the ovarian ligament is really holding the ovary in place. Then when the eggs are released, then basically they enter into the structure here, and this really gets you to the fallopian tube. Okay, so here's the fallopian tube, and then of course that leads into the interior of the uterus. Now we can, let's see, if we go to the other model, we can see, you can also see these structures on the other model. So, you know, here's the ovaries on here, number 10 is the fallopian tube, and 13 is the ovarian ligament on this model. But this one's probably a little better to look at. Okay, so then once we're inside the uterus, so there's multiple layers to the uterus, you just need to know two of them. In pink here is the endometrium, that's the inner layer of the uterus. That's the layer that every month thickens and sheds during menstruation. Then the middle layer is the myometrium. That is a muscular layer which is responsible for contractions. So on this model here, really the opening to the uterus is going to be the cervix, but then the cervical orifice is going to be right there. That's basically the direct opening. So there's cervical orifice or os, and then the whole region is really the cervix. For the external genitalia, we then have to switch to this model, and so this is basically half a woman. So we'll use this model. So for the labia, so here's going to be labia majora, and here internal is going to be labia minora, and then you're also responsible for clitoris, which on here is basically just anterior to the pubic symphysis. Okay, so it's got bone right behind it actually. For mammary glands, I'll just take it off the list. I guess we have it on one of these models back there, but I'll just take that off. So for males, so we've got two different types of models here. I guess let's just go to this model. I think we can get everything we need on here. So the scrotum, you're really referring to the skin, which is then, surrounding the testes. So testes would be number one. I remember why I brought this model out, because this model actually has a structure that is on the list here. So the sperm is produced in the testes, but then it goes to this storage site, the epididymis. The only hard part about epididymis is just knowing how to spell it. That's usually one of the trickier ones. So epididymis, and then from the epididymis, then you go to the ductus deferens or the vas deferens. Now, it's a little difficult to see on that model, but if we go over to this model, it wasn't this one, it's this one. Yeah, so this is good on here because what you're looking at here, number 3, this is the ductus deferens. And they really, if you follow it along, it's just exiting the epididymis and going up this rheumatic bundle or cord here, and eventually makes its way over towards the urethra. So if you follow the ductus deferens, number 3 here, eventually it's going to make its way toward the urethra. The other structure back here, so number 4 are the seminal vesicles. They contribute to the production of semen, so the seminal vesicle. And then finally, the prostate gland right here in pink. The prostate also contributes to the formation of the semen. Oh, then for penis, basically, you've got foreskin. But aside from that, we already did the sections of the urethra, so you don't have to worry about that. Testicular arteries and veins. You've got, let's see on this model, got blue and red in there, so testicular arteries and veins. And I think that pretty much covers it. And then for vaginal orifice, problem there is that these two models don't do a great job. So I guess for vaginal orifice, we can use this model right here. All right, so just make sure, just kind of reconfirm those before you leave, and that's it. You are done with New Lab.